that, and sign language interpreter is Chebi Watt. In studio, we are with Kadhomi Riungu. I hope I've gotten it right.
Yeah.
And she is a leadership and governance expert, and she is a part of the team that is working with the presidential with the how did you call it so that I do not butcher it?
It's the Presidential Exploratory Committee.
A Presidential Exploratory Committee
yeah.
of Senator Okiya Omtatah. Let us start it there. What exactly are you exploring? Doesn't the senator really believe that he stands a chance to run for president in this country? Take us through what the committee does.
You must remember last year, 2024,
yes,
the push for Senator Okiya Omtatah to vie for presidency was more so a people's push. A lot of organizations, church organizations, individuals, business people flocked in his office requesting him to vie for the presidency.
Yeah.
And since it was a people's call, he took that call back to the people.
Yeah.
What he wants to do more so a scientific presidential bid. He just doesn't want to show his face and say, Nichagueni sasa hapa rais. He wants it to come from the people. Basically, you are moving across 47 counties. So far, we are done with 31 counties, just actually about finishing.
Yeah.
We sample. It's sort of actually data collection. So we bring a group of people in a hall, who give a proper representation of that entire county. We have questionnaires that we come with.
Yeah.
And those questionnaires are really not, there's actually like a whole number that asks about who did you vote for in the last election, and there's a number that asks who will you vote for this election. And Okiya Omtatah's name is not there.
Yeah.
Because we want unbiased information. There's a number now that asks you, do you know Okiya Omtatah?
Yeah.
On that, we are checking about name recognition and viability. So, and do people even know the name? Do people even know him?
Yeah.
And on that, we have preliminary report right now, and we have more than 90% of Kenyans actually know him.
Yeah.
People know him. Ule alijifunga na nyororo, ule wakili anaendanga kotini, but he's actually not a lawyer. Yeah. So we
He's just a concerned citizen.
He's just a citizen who wants to step in and do something that no one wants to do.
Yeah.
Then they guide us, like, would you vote for Okiya Omtatah as a president, or would you want as a running mate? And we have a whole another clause on if in the next administration, what issues would you want that government to deal with?
Yeah.
A lot of politicians, they sit in boardrooms and just draft manifestos, policies, but they do not know what exactly is afflicting the people. And when you listen to the people out there, you'll be shocked at the things that actually affect the Kenyan people. They are very different from the things that are discussed in boardrooms.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of a presidential build-up that Senator Okiya Omtatah intends to do, because now he is informed from every single county.
Yeah.
We were in Marsabit, we were in Mandera, we were in Garissa. We listen to all these people. What is afflicting these people?
Yeah.
And this is going to inform the policy documents, apart from getting to know the viability of the name recognition. It's going to inform even budgeting.
Yeah.
So it's not more so of, is he not sure? It is more so an informed presidential bid.
Yeah.
Because it was not his bid, really. It was a people's bid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly what are the people saying on the ground? And I ask this question because you say that politicians sit in the boardrooms, but we saw a different tangent in 2022, where even the current government and that is in the broad-based government, they tried to go to the common people, or to the Mwananchi. Let us just say they went to the local level, and hence the populous political slangs that they were using. It would really show that they went to the people. So how different is what the team is doing from what other politicians have been doing? Because the last election, politicians really tried to go to the ground, but then we can see what they're doing currently.
Yeah.
It clearly shows that
right.
There is a disconnect
There's a
with
total
what they were
disconnect.
told on the ground and
Yeah.
what they are actually doing right now.
When you look keenly, in the last election, politicians went to the people of course, for a campaign, when there's the heat, the temperature, was high, and they say what the people want to hear. You know, if I come in and I tell you, at the heat of the moment, I'll tell you what you want to hear. And of course, I remember the slogan was bottom up. And many people didn't even understand how that thing. And even the leaders on that side, that political side, went to pains to explain what exactly that was. So it was more so a populist political slogan, but they didn't really even themselves understand what it
does it take
entailed.
to take people from the bottom and put them wherever you want to put them?
But it was populist, it was catchy, it was acceptable, it was very attractive. Because, so pesa mfukoni, that's not a bad thing. That's what every Kenyan wants. So, even at the time this was done, it was a very charged political environment, if you remember. And you can, constitutional campaigns are supposed to be starting 2026.
Yes.
And you can see we've done this way early in 2020, the whole of this year, 2025. When there's no political temperatures, I want to listen to the people genuinely. And listening to the people, Kenyans are so tired. Kenyans are so tired across the country. They're so tired, they don't want faces. They just want a real change. When you talk to the people, they want a real change, and they feel that sort of helplessness, Who is this person who's going to bring the changes that we want without the political gimmick and the hype, But when you look at what Okiya Omtatah stands for, like all the years, it stands for constitutionalism. And a lot of the problems we are in, it is because the constitution has never been implemented. A lot of laws passed in parliament are in contravention with the constitution. They're actually null and void laws. The actual constitution, since the promulgation of the constitution 2010, a lot has not been implemented. And Okiya Omtatah is of the opinion, just implement the constitution. Then what does not work after the implementation of that constitution, we change. But you cannot talk about changing a constitution that you've not implemented. Things like when we talk separation of Ministry of Finance from Treasury, that's the current system right now creates an imperial presidency where the president is appointing the minister of the CAs of Treasury and in turn controls the Treasury. That's not what our constitution says. Actually, the treasury is supposed to be managed completely independent like a judiciary. That's what is in our constitution. But if all these things are implemented, then we test them, then we know what works and what doesn't work. Something like the CDF that is being pushed to be entrenched in law, it's completely unconstitutional. It doesn't make sense where you're going to give a small fund to the member of parliament, another fund to the women rep, another fund to the MCA. Why can't you just take all those funds and directly make education free? Without, actually, the more, there's that percentage spent on implementation of that funding process. That money is not wasted. Just make high school free, make primary education free, scrap
and then
CDF.
give people help properly. Give people higher education.
Exactly. Properly fund education. Because actually, according to our constitution, education is supposed to be free. So once money is collected by the taxpayer, I mean, like the taxman, the first expense is free education. It's not the number of cars that this ministry has, the president. No. It is a free education, free healthcare, not tax-funded healthcare, free healthcare. So when those small things, those clauses of the constitution are implemented, then things start working. But you see, no one is going out there talking about let's implement the constitution. Right now, a lot of faces you see on the presidential lane, they are not very concerned about what is not working. They just want to get away the incumbent and then just go there and do exactly what the incumbent is doing. Exactly.
Talking about the presidential candidates that are or people who are gearing themselves to run for presidency in 2007, from your perspective as a leadership and governance expert, what type of president do you think we need? What philosophies should they be anchored in Because when we look at in a rally, the current president spoke so nicely about the first three presidents, that the first president, Jomo Kenyatta, was a liberator, Moi Kibaki was a teacher, and Moi Kibaki was an economist, and Moi was a teacher. Going forward in these changing landscapes, what type of president and what philosophies should they be anchored in for Kenya to go forward?
For the 60 years that this country has gotten independence, of the three, is it the four presidents?
Yes,
the presidents that
yes.
we've had, the only president who tried something was Kibaki.
Yeah.
And you can tell the lives of Kenyans improved.
Yeah.
All the other presidents have not done much. They've actually entrenched neocolonialism on that particular level.
Yeah.
What kind of a president do we need? We need a very radical president. The rot is so deep.
Yeah.
The laws that have been passed in this country, the auctioning that this country has been auctioned.
Yeah.
We need a radical president, a president that respects the rule of law and the constitution.
Yeah.
You know, courts needs to be respected. The judiciary needs to be respected, because the judiciary is what is setting. It sort of brings a bit of sanity. You know, it's like an arbitrator. So when the executive usurps the powers and controls the judiciary, then we lose it. When a sitting administration cannot obey court orders, then we lose it as a country. You know, the court is where everyone goes when they are aggrieved.
Yeah.
So for me, the kind of president we don't need a change of faces. We need a radical president. We need a person who respects the constitution, who is ready to go back to the drawing level and say, where did we get this thing all wrong? Because we are building on layers and layers of illegalities, of unconstitutionalism, because a country has to be we are not a banana republic. A country needs to be governed by the law.
Yeah.
And you know, I look at last week we were celebrating the Katiba Week.
Yeah.
And a lot of people celebrating the Constitution are the people who opposed it. And I asked myself, oh my goodness, where has the hearts changed?
Yeah.
So if a leader cannot, even in a family setting, a family setting is the smallest unit of governance. For a family to succeed and exist and thrive, there's a lot of things that have to work.
Yeah.
There's that katiba that works within the family.
Yeah.
So taking that to even a national level, we must be able to respect the law, because what governs a country?
Yeah.
It's our constitution.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then the question would be, if then we need a person who is able to respect the law and implement the constitution to the fullest, and I believe that is your candidate, Okiya Omtatah, then is Kenya's problem really a lawlessness problem? Is it an economical problem? From what you have been able to gather in the 31 counties so far, what have you gathered as the biggest problem that Kenyans are really worried about?
I will tell you, the biggest, before I started doing this job, I didn't even know this is the problem.
Yeah.
But I can assure you, everywhere we've gone, health is a problem. SHA.
Yeah.
Like to this one, every single person kwa ground pale, SHA has affected them.
Yeah.
Every county walilia SHA. The second thing I've realized in this country, out of the work we've done, is water. Do you know 90% of Kenyans have no water?
90%, that is a huge percentage.
Yes. Every single county we went to, there was a cry for water.
Yeah.
Domestic water, irrigation water, depending on the location.
Yeah.
In Mount Kenya areas, a lot of people there who are farmers, their cry was irrigation water.
Yeah.
Give us water, we want to do irrigation. There's this water project, can it be implemented? When we went to the entire Kajiado County, the coast region, up to Asini, up to all those areas, you'll be shocked. The biggest problem is water. People have no drinking water. You'd find Maasai women who walk even for 20 kilometers with a container.
Just to go to looking
look for water.
Yeah.
When we came to Ukambani, which is the lower eastern, we had a question of irrigation, water.
Yeah.
And I was, oh my goodness, 60 years after independence, we
cannot
have a
figure
lot of
out-
problems with water.
Yeah.
And of course, apart from health, SHA,
Yeah.
water, which of course intertwines a lot with agriculture, but of course domestic consumption is still in there.
Yeah.
A higher funding model. A lot of children have been affected.
Yeah.
You know, when they put children in tiers, band A, band B, band C,
Yeah.
they didn't have even a social structure of determining the kind of background you come from. A lot of underprivileged children were affected.
Yeah.
And then, when you come to metropolis, a bit of urban centers, SMEs, business is hard to do in Kenya right now.
Yeah.
Because there's a level of taxes in the national government, there's a level of taxes in the county governments. The taxes are excessive, such that the
being
businesses
taxed at the
can't...
national level,
Yes.
and being taxed at the county level.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
The businesses cannot sustain. So, and we were dealing with a lot of SMEs, border people, salon people, kinyozi people. Those are the people that you're talking to.
Yeah.
Retailers, and they're telling, oh, these taxes are too much. I had to close my shop. I'm now doing it online. The border people tell you that fuel is too expensive. Out of like the 700 that I'm making in a day, half of that money is going to go to fuel.
Yeah.
So you see, like, you know, when we tie in this conversation with the initial conversation that we had, excessive taxation
Yeah.
leaves the people drained. You know, so, and you know, apart from we only have 3 million pay-slipped Kenyans. You can imagine out of the 50 million Kenyans, only 3 million are pay-slipped. A big chunk of the Kenyan population is now business people, the hustler, you know. Those people are struggling, you know, trying to do small businesses here and there. They have to pay a license, they have to pay a health license, there's a fire license. When you get the agriculture transporters,
Yeah.
taking produce from one county to the other. They cess that is paid from one county to the other. If you're carrying chicken, say from across 3 counties, you're paying cess how many times? 3.
3.
So
you have to pay in Nyandarua, you
Exactly.
have to pay in Kirinyaga, and you have to pay in Murang'a.
Thank you. I'm assuming you're coming towards Nairobi.
Yes.
Those are taxes. When you load all those taxes on the consumer, so that product becomes
Expensive.
way more expensive.
Yeah.
So when that product becomes more expensive, it drains out more.
And then, unfortunately, there is a product that has been brought in duty-free and it's cheaper.
Thank you. Thank you. So what happens? The farmer is completely, or let me even not call them the farmer. You know, on the food chain, there's the farmer, there's the transporter, there's the retailer, there's a chain.
A whole ecosystem
And an
is
ecosystem,
affected.
everyone is affected. Even the transporter is affected.
Yeah.
And then when the fuel is high, so when you look at all those things, and when you listen to Kenyans as SMEs and the chain of production,
Yeah.
the taxes are excessive. So I would actually pick those 3.
Yeah.
I would pick health, I would pick education, I would pick water, and SME.
Yeah.
Business. Those 4 are really affected.
I don't know if I'm allowed to give my views, but
Okay,
then
please.
from what you have explained,
Yeah.
and from the stronghold of what we know Okiya Omtata to be, then he really needs a strong running mate who would be able to either look at things from an economical standpoint, as you are sorting out the lawlessness in the country and making sure that the constitution is implemented to the last clause. Then you have somebody else who is able to deal with the economical challenges that people are facing as a whole.
Yeah.
I want us to take a quick break, but when we come back, there is this thing that has been that is taunted on social media, that some presidential candidates do not have enough charisma that looks presidential. And I know your candidate has also faced that countless times, and other candidates. So you're going to be sharing with us, how does then a presidential candidate fight off of that? But also, how are we Kenyans supposed to change our perspective and say, okay, charisma is important in leadership, and you as a leadership expert, you would say that at least you should have some form of charisma.
Yeah.
So how are the presidential candidates that are coming out and doing the work that they are already doing? 31 counties, I can only imagine the resources that have gone to that work, and you still need to traverse 45 counties. That is the conversation that we'll be having when we come back.